Hey there YouTube, this is Christy Lambie-Poo, and this is my update for week 21 of Ketogenic Diet and week 8 of Leptin Reset. My fasting blood glucose is 91, my ketones are 2.1, my weight unfortunately is 227.8, that's a gain of 2 pounds this week. Total release for the 21 weeks is 33.6. and that gives me a weekly average of 1.6. Hips, waist, and bust stayed the same at 54, 47, and 51. The total release for 8 weeks of the Leptin Reset is 10 pounds, and that drops my weekly average there to 1.25 pounds. And I think it was dietary mistakes. Got a little crazy, enjoyed myself. But I had about 2,000 calories average on the day, and should make a difference, but I guess because I'm still the flower pot with all the holes in the bottom, losing so many electrons to the environment, that homeostasis is it's a fight for me right now. But I looked at my my food for this past week, and I was getting about 21 grams on the average carbs, and that's 3.2% of the total. 100 grams of protein at 20%, and 174 grams of fat at 76%. So the macro balance is good, just too many calories overall, I would imagine, for me. But I could play around with dropping out my carbs, because I am doing cold thermogenesis, and my body thinks it's winter, and perhaps you know, you're not supposed to be eating so much carbs in low light cycles, and a lot of non-native EMF. Your environment would dictate less carbs. So I may drop out all my carbs and see what happens. Let's see. The breakfast I had been eating this week was the same. It was a 15-ounce can of mackerel, and that's about 60 grams of protein. Then my decaf coffee with nutmeg and cinnamon and coconut oil. I was putting in 2 tablespoons of coconut oil into that. And then dinner was oyster stew made with 1 can of oysters, a 1/3 cup of coconut milk, half a shallot, 2 tablespoons of Kerrygold butter, 1/4 cup of water. And then in addition to that, 2 cups of mushrooms sauteed in the bacon grease, topped with 2 tablespoons of butter, 3 slices of bacon, and the decaf coffee with the same as for breakfast. So a total of 8 tablespoons of fat, which is great for electrons. So, you know, let's see, doing my 45 to 60 minutes of cold thermogenesis. My water temps we're in the mid-50s, and I got them under 50, got to 49 degrees toward the end of the week. I missed one day, and then had one day where I had to go in 60-degree water, and actually 60-degree water is miserable, but 50-degree water is in that tolerable zone, you know, 50 to 55. And this morning, I got it too cold, and it was 43.5 degrees, and I could not stay in for more than a couple of minutes, so I'm going to go back. It's probably warmed up enough for me to go back in. But there is a tolerance zone for me right now, but it is true that 60 degrees is actually miserable, whereas when you get to that zone 50 to 55, your body numbs out enough that it seems that it's more tolerable. Other differences this week that I decided to try taking Lugol's, half a dropper of that, but I'm going to stop that. Not good to isolate chemistry instead of getting it from real food. And I don't know if that made a difference in my water balance in my body, or whether the CT is, you know, changing my body composition, or I'm having an inflammatory response, which might be a part of it too. Had a runny nose all week, so I've you know, building up antibodies and fighting. I also added magnesium malate so that I could get more magnesium in. But that's just a note to self there. So that's an update on that, and I wanted to get this done quickly so you don't have to suffer through too much of me here. But my rambling's on. But Diane Carey asked some great questions, so I just thought it would be great for folks to hear answers to. And I appreciate that, Diane. Thank you. Here is, let's see. When you get out of the cold tub, do you feel like you can't beat the chill? Yes, that is normal. And if you look at the thread on jackkruse.com forums, there's a thread called "How is my CT today?" And a lot of folks, it's a normal response. And some people actually do better by not covering up right away. And they seem to warm up faster. So your mileage may vary. But yeah, that is a normal response. And do you wear socks, gloves, and a hat when you're in the water? If you look at the Dr. Kruse's leptin reset, his protocol is or cold thermogenesis protocol. I'm at that step where I'm getting in the tub with those on and preventing the constriction response that happens in your nose, your head, your hands and your feet, and so it makes it more tolerable. And once I adapt, I hope to get to the point where I don't have to wear those anymore. And he explains really nicely in the steps how you can judge whether you're ready to do that or not. And if you take them off and you start to feel lightheaded, then he tells you what to do there and back up a step and regroup. But I figure with my weight, it's going to take me longer to adapt. So I need to take it slow and I'm staying at this stage and just trying to make sure I get in at least 45 minutes to an hour of cold time. How much Epsom salt do I use? I just pour some in, probably about a cup worth or a cup or two, depending on the volume of your water. And for mine, I don't know if I'm getting maybe 30 or 30 gallons in that small tub. I probably put a cup in there. Do I follow a certain menu? Well, the important thing to do on the leptin reset is to follow Dr. Kruse's pyramid, which oysters are the fattest part of the pyramid, then mollusks and shellfish, then fish, and then you get to where the paleo pyramid is, or low-carb pyramid, where you start getting into the land-based animals and vegetable products from there. So, as I described in the menu, I'm getting the majority. I'm trying to make the majority seafood, and if you can, get in some cysteine-rich foods like eggs, bacon, and pork. Obviously bacon. Cysteine is very important, especially for mitigating non-native EMF. It's a rare, you've probably heard of it, N-acetylcysteine as a supplement form, but getting the real thing with cysteine is a very good thing. Again, counting my macros, yes, I should have this week so that I could, whenever I'm making, when I get used to something, I don't count them anymore. I don't enter the food, but I really should have taken a look at when I made a dietary change to just make sure that I wasn't going a little bit too out there. Cold showers, even Dr. Kruse says he skipped those pretty much because those are difficult. The tub is actually easier. And how many, I try to do it daily until adapted, and depending on what kind of benefits you want to get, how much benefit you want to get, 2 to 5 times a week. And you want to make the goal is like 45 minutes to an hour. At least 45 minutes is good to get, so you can get your skin temperature down to that goal of between 50 and 55 degrees, so that you can get the apoptosis benefit, where you're killing, not only you're burning the fat, but you're killing the fat cells as well. And how do you keep yourself occupied? I put the iPad and the iPhone on top of the cooler next to the tub there, and as I'm huddling up toward the IR lamp, I'll watch YouTube videos, and I'll look at the forum, and maybe look at Dish Network, and watch a show that I know is going to last, like 2 shows that are each a half hour, or one show that's an hour, or DVR something that I know is going to be an hour, so so that I can time myself that way, or make note of the time, and then look through the blogs and everything while I'm in the tub. And I found at Walmart they had some gloves that have on the first 2 fingers and the thumb. They're made so you can utilize it to use on a touch screen. So otherwise you have to take your gloves off to mess with it. How much did the tub cost? It was that little portable tub was about $100. If you were to use the Rubbermaid stock tubs that stock, they use for feeding troughs and stuff like that, you can get those at like Tractor Supply or Home Depot and places. I'm not sure of Home Depot, but usually a Tractor Supply or a Rural King or someplace like that. They have the Rubbermaid tubs that are like you can get like a 70-gallon tub, and they're usually under $100. And then the cost of ice. That's pretty much it. Although the challenge is, what I'm trying to do right now is use a wart chiller. I just got an aquarium pump that was about $23, I think, and I'm going to hook that up to the wart chiller, either run the pump out of the cooler into the wart chiller sitting in the cold tub, or the opposite direction. I'm going to try them both out and see if I can get it to lower my temperatures a little bit. But I'll keep you posted on that. Hey guys, that got cut off, so I just wanted to say have a great week. Blessings to all, and I'll see you next time.